Welcome to the Nurses Breakroom. It's not a place we get to visit very often in real life, but you're always welcome to come and recharge here. And while you're at it, head to selfcareisn'tselfish.com and grab your free copy of my book, Self-Care Isn't Selfish, The Compassionate Nurse's Step-by-Step Guide to Personalized Stress Relief. It's packed with simple, effective strategies to help you prioritize your needs without guilt so you can feel energized, focused, and ready to take on the day. Grab yours at selfcareisn'tselfish.com. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Nurses Breakroom with Jenny Lytle, RN. In the last episode, we talked about why rest can feel so hard, even when you're exhausted, even when you want it. And today, I want to talk about something that helps make rest possible, and that's transitioning out of nurse mode. So many of us can finish a shift and go straight into the next role, whether that's parent, partner, caregiver, household manager, all of the other things that we do without ever really leaving work. And then we wonder why we still feel on edge and why our body hasn't caught up and why we can't quite settle. And again, this isn't about building rigid boundaries. It's about creating that bridge, a way to help your nervous system shift from on to off, or at least to a softer, safer place. And one of the biggest mistakes we make is thinking that we should just be able to flip a switch. But caring work doesn't work that way. So instead of trying to snap out of it, let's talk about a few gentle ways to transition. And first, you can give yourself a pause point. And this can be at the end of your shift or in your car, or maybe when you walk through the door at home. And just take 30 to 60 seconds. You might take a slow breath or put a hand on your chest or simply say, "Work is done for today." It doesn't have to be dramatic. It's just directional. You're telling your body what comes next. And second, you can change something physical, because our brains respond really strongly to sensory cues. So maybe it's changing your clothes or washing your face or your hands, putting on different music. It's these little small shifts that signal that one thing's ending, one role, and we're stepping into another role. And it's not about erasing what you've done, but it's about putting it in its place. And then third, you can release what you weren't meant to carry. And that can sound super simple, but it's powerful. And at the end of the day, you can just remind yourself, I did what I could with the information and the resources I had. And I don't have to solve this tonight. And if you're somebody that likes to write, that's helpful for you, write down some of those things that are kind of just lingering there. You don't have to fix them, but you can just put them somewhere outside of your head. And you're not abandoning your patients or your families or your teammates by resting. Instead, you're preserving yourself so that you can show up again. And here's something that I really want you to consider. Needing a transition does not mean that you're weak. It means you're human. This work asks us to be really deeply present for other people and emotionally attuned and responsive all day long. And of course, our system needs help to shift gears. And the thing is, we show up for all of these other people, but we need to show up for ourselves as well. And if none of this feels natural yet, that's okay, because these transitions, all of this is a practice. It's something that many of us aren't used to doing on a regular basis. And like any practice, it does get easier with repetition, not perfection. And so next week, we are going to be talking about something that we don't always acknowledge out loud: the cumulative emotional weight of this work and how that builds over time. Until then, be kind to yourself as you move between your roles and as you practice these things. And remember that self-care isn't selfish. It's the only way we can continue to care for others and live our best lives. You deserve rest and relief and just space to be you. So I will see you next week. Disclaimer. Although I am a registered nurse, the medical and health information contained in this podcast is provided for general information and educational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional advice. Therefore, before taking any actions based upon such information, I encourage you to consult with appropriate professionals. I do not provide any specific medical or health advice, and the use of or reliance on any information contained in this podcast is solely at your own risk.